including...
Either get on... No, you've got it. No, we're not both standing at the same. Look, I need a quick question, then I can get you the answer. Come on.
If I can assure the honourable member for Rugby that Reform want healthcare to be free at the point of delivery... I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker. There appears to be some panic on that side of the House. I'm not surprised. To ask the Prime Minister, I'd like some advice, please. What do I say? Oh, they really are panicking, aren't they?
Order. I want to get this question over with. All you're doing is ensuring it goes on forever. Quick question.
To ask the Prime Minister for some advice, what do I say to 25,000 constituents in Clacton, including...
Either get on... No, you've got it. No, we're not both standing at the same. Look, I need a quick question, then I can get you the answer. Come on.
What do I say, Prime Minister, to 25,000 constituents in Clacton, including 99-year-old Jim O'Dwyer, who flew a full set of missions on Lancaster bombers as tail end Charlie, as they're losing their winter fuel allowance, feeling the pinch, whilst at the same time we're prepared to give away a military base and pay £18 billion for the privilege of doing so.
Mr. Speaker, he talks of panic. The only panic is people using the NHS who know that under his policy he wants to charge them for using the NHS. And what he should say to the people of Clacton when he finally finds Clacton is that they should vote Labour because we're stabilising the economy and boosting the Dems.
At a recent Prime Minister's Questions session, Nigel Farage launched a scathing attack on Keir Starmer, throwing the Labour Party into disarray and knocking it off course. With his trademark combative style, Farage seized the moment not only to criticize Starmer personally, but to spotlight some of Labour's long-standing weaknesses, particularly around the NHS. Public spending. In economic management, Farage opened the exchange by raising a politically sensitive issue, criticism surrounding the National Health Service, a topic Labour often avoids addressing in depth. He emphasized that Reform UK is firmly committed to preserving free access to healthcare at the point of delivery, a clear and unwavering stance that Labour has yet to define. The party still appears reluctant to take a definitive position on the possibility of transitioning toward a healthcare insurance model. As Labour MPs erupted in outrage, Farage mocked their visible discomfort, further exposing their unease when faced with tough, voter-driven questions. It was a revealing moment, one that exposed an uncomfortable truth under Starmer's leadership. Labour continues to lack a coherent and unified vision. That void only fuels growing public doubt. Farage then pivoted to the economy, escalating the pressure. He cited a real-life example from Clacton, the very constituency where he's standing for election. He shared the story of Jim Wire, 99-year-old war veteran who served aboard Lancaster bombers during the Second World War. Despite his distinguished service, Mr. Wire now struggles to afford basic essentials after losing his winter fuel allowance. A situation that echoes the hardship thousands of elderly Britons currently face. At the same time, Farage highlighted how the government is spending billions on vague military projects with unclear objectives. He posed a sharp, uncomfortable question: why are heroes like Mr. Wire being neglected, while taxpayers' money is being wasted elsewhere? This was a direct challenge to Starmer, forcing him to answer questions about Labour's spending priorities. Yet, notably, Starmer offered no clear or satisfactory response. Instead of tackling the concerns head-on, he attempted to deflect, accusing Farage of wanting to introduce healthcare charges and even mocking him for not knowing where Clacton is. But the jibe backfired, making Starmer seem evasive rather than confident. This only deepened public suspicion that Labour's leadership isn't prepared to deliver real solutions, especially on critical issues like the cost of living and social welfare. The exchange didn't just rattle Starmer, it exposed deep gaps in Labour's political direction. When faced with hard-hitting questions about financial hardship and social policy, Labour failed to provide clear answers or a credible plan. Instead, the party resorted to personal attacks and diversion, a tactic that only weakened their position further. Farage, meanwhile, skillfully turned the session into an unofficial leadership test for Starmer, and unfortunately for the Labour leader, he did not pass. The fallout from this confrontation could give Reform UK a significant boost. While Labour continues to grapple with restoring public trust in its leadership and core agenda.
Okay, as far as the elections are concerned, they are cancelling elections in some of the counties in which we'd expected to do the very, very best. Essex being, in a sense, number one on our hit list. Norfolk being not very far behind. And I'm not knocking our ability in Surrey or West Sussex or whatever it may be. I'm not. But certainly in Essex and Norfolk, I think we have every right to feel seriously aggrieved. As I say, our internal polling shows we're ahead in Essex, with maybe even a chance, of winning enough seats to certainly be in a governing or coalition governing position in that county. So we are really angry.
Nigel Farage, leader of Reform UK, has publicly voiced his anger and frustration after several local elections were cancelled in areas where his party was expected to perform strongly. His remarks highlighting that the very places where Reform UK had its best chances of success were the ones where elections were suspended, revealed deep dissatisfaction with what he sees as a threat to democratic integrity. Farage argued that this wasn't just a bureaucratic oversight, but a clear sign of a political system attempting to stifle his party's rise. In his view, these events represent a series of administrative or politically motivated barriers, deliberately placed to undermine Reform UK. A move he believes clashes directly with the core values of representative democracy. In any fair democratic process, all parties, large or small, left or right, deserve an equal opportunity to contest elections and win public support. Yet the decision to cancel elections in key battlegrounds, where Reform UK was predicted to do well, has raised serious questions about transparency, fairness, and openness in the electoral system. Farage didn't just object, he cast himself as a defender of democratic values, galvanizing his supporters around the idea that their voices are being systematically excluded from political discourse. Beyond the immediate consequences, controversy has further energized Farage's long-standing claim that the British political establishment is determined to shut down outsider movements that challenge the status quo. His outrage is rooted not only in Reform UK being denied a chance to compete, but also in the belief that a coordinated effort is underway to stall the party's growing momentum. As the former leader of UKIP and a central figure in the Brexit campaign, Farage has long portrayed himself as a political outsider, fighting against a system he sees as resistant to change. As the outspoken opponent of the political elite, Farage's fierce reaction this time is viewed by many as tapping into the frustrations of voters who have lost faith in the current system. Nonetheless, critics argue that Farage is exploiting the situation to push his anti-establishment narrative, rather than presenting solid evidence of electoral wrongdoing. According to them, changes to the election schedule may simply be due to logistical or technical issues, a part of a coordinated effort to disadvantage Reform UK. In the absence of clear proof of misconduct, Farage's claims may be seen as a tactical move, a strategy to rally support by portraying himself and Reform UK as victims of a rigged political system. This is hardly a new tactic. It's one many politicians have used to ignite public anger. That said, the outrage Farage expresses could certainly resonate with those already disillusioned by mainstream politics. His ability to transform what might seem implausible into a powerful rallying cry has long been one of his most effective political tools. Framing the local election cancellations as a targeted attack on Reform UK can be seen as an effort to reinforce the party's outsider identity, deliberately widening the divide between his base and the political establishment. Farage's response goes beyond a simple claim of unfairness. It is a calculated attempt to highlight what he calls a rigged system determined to shut Reform UK out of the democratic process. Whether his allegations are based in fact or are purely a means of attracting attention, they strike a chord with voters who feel ignored or betrayed, and that alone may help strengthen Reform UK's image as a force standing against political manipulation in a political climate growing ever more volatile. This latest controversy may well increase Farage's influence, positioning him and his party as an even more disruptive force in British politics. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our upcoming content. And be sure to hit the notification bell too. Stay updated. See you in the next video.